Alright, what's up YouTube? Pink Reaper here, back for more of Kirby Superstar. Sorry if I'm burping a little, I went and got something to drink. So like I said in the last one, I think I'm going to start Revenge of Meta Knight. Skipping over the Great Cave Offensive for now, we'll do that one later. Save Dreamland, defeat Meta Knight and his giant warship Halberd. Top time? What does that mean? New game. This game has some great music, too. Yeah, this game actually is timed. You'll see right there at the bottom, you have a time limit for each level. Kirby's here! He's heading towards us! Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? I love that Waddle Dee. He'll get in the way! Get rid of him! Sir Meta Knight, what shall we do? It's a chicken! It's a chicken with a beard! You never see that character in this game either. That's the only time you see him. I have no idea what his name is. I have no idea what he is. Soldiers near the deck, assume combat mode. Oh, I love the music in this game as in Kirby Superstar, and also in this game as in Revenge of Meta Knight. There's just some straight up great music in both. Yeah, I was gonna say in this game, but again, that wouldn't. Release Heavy Lobster quickly, quickly. Oh, go down. Whee! Ow. Whee! Yeah, your momentum carries when you're in the elevator for some reason. And only when you're in the elevator. Kirby's behind the nozzle. Fix him! Yeah, I'm just gonna chill here. This is not actually a boss battle you can win. I mean, I think it's actually possible to do enough damage to Heavy Lobster to beat it, but it doesn't change the fact that you don't actually win even if you do. Like, look at that. Look how close I am. If I had actually been attacking the whole time, I probably could have just won. But that always happens anyways. You get knocked off into Orange Ocean. Sunkissed is the best. Kirby's been blown to the ocean. That was sure close. I'll conquer Dreamland with the Halberd. Our first target, Grape Garden. You are way too serious, Meta Knight. Whee! This is like the first game, too, the first and, like, only game, I should say, where, like, Meta Knight is painted as a villain. Because, like, in all of the other games after this, he becomes just, like, an anti-hero, I guess. Technically more like a hero, he just is antisocial. A hero with bad publicity. Woo! Quoting TV tropes. So we got a little mini-boss fight here. They really love using this enemy as a mini-boss. You fight it so many times throughout, like, the whole of Kirby Superstar. Yeah, you can see the Halberd back there in the background. So this is a game mode you kind of have to rush through. You're never really in. Ow. You're never really in, like. It's very unlikely you'll run out of time. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, wind current. There we go. That's what I was going for. Yeah, it's just very unlikely that you'll actually run out of time, because they give you a ton of it for each individual area. There's only one part right at the end of the game, this particular game, where they give you very little time, but it's just enough to finish, and it's done like that on purpose. Auto-scrolling. Kirby climbs these really fast. Having too much fun with that. Whee! Slow down. So I guess now's as good a time as any to talk about, like, my channel, too, since I'm doing yet another Let's Play, even though, like, obviously my channel was created for Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, it's not like I've stopped doing Yu-Gi-Oh! And in fact, I uploaded some today, and I have more to upload tomorrow, and the day after that, and I will be recording more anyways. But it's just sort of, I don't really consider my channel to be like a Yu-Gi-Tube channel. I just kind of consider my channel a whatever I happen to feel like doing at the time channel. Hey look, it's Wispy Woods again. I didn't go over Wispy Woods the first time. Wispy Woods stands completely still and drops apples on you. It is... Oh, and occasionally blows wind at you. It's a hilariously easy fight. Never made any more difficult in any Kirby game. So, yeah, you won't hear me talk too much about it. Whee! But wait, there's more! That's right, there's Twinwood. They share a health bar, though, so they've only got half a health bar of health each. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, wow, I'm dying. That's depressing. I died! I jumped right into the apple and I died. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, I just kind of consider my channel a whatever I feel like doing at the time channel. Which is why I'm doing this. Like, I just felt like playing Kirby. And I figured I might as well share it with you guys, because I'm doing it. So, it's not like I'm ever going to stop doing Yu-Gi-Oh! As long as I feel like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I will play Yu-Gi-Oh! I will say there's a lot of times where I don't feel like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Mostly because the metagame has gotten awful. Like, it has been bad, but it just keeps getting worse. So, you'll excuse me if I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! As frequently as I used to. I still like Yu-Gi-Oh! I still love playing my plant deck, and I really love playing, like, Arcanite Turbo and, even the Herald deck, honestly. I just don't want to upload that much, just because it's a really unfun deck to watch. But, I mean, I still like doing Pokemon. I haven't done Pokemon in a while, mostly because, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh!, the metagame is really, really awful. I can only play against so many Politoed, Keldeo, Jirachi, Ferris Thorn, filler teams before I'm like, I don't really want to play this right now. Although I'm sure I will start playing again, just because I really, really love Pokemon. Pokemon is not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where, like, skill is basically dictated by how ridiculously broken your deck is. There is a lot of deep thinking and deep knowledge that goes into Pokemon, and I love it for that. So that's why, even though I really don't like Gen 5, I play it anyways, just because, like, that core element has never changed. But, oh, no. Anyway, I was gonna say, so it is kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Though, like, where I just kind of get burnt out on it, but there's also the fact that I had to buy a new computer recently, and all of my Pokemon Showdown teams did not transfer with my new computer, so I do not have them anymore. There's a door down here, by the way. And because of that, I just haven't played in a while because I've been too lazy to remake my teams. It's not like I don't know how to remake my teams. I have my teams... I have my main team straight up memorized, like the Pokemon, the EVs, the moves, everything 100% down to memorization, so it's not like it would be very hard to remake that team. But I've just been kind of too lazy to do it, that's all. I do actually want to get more into Pokemon, too, like, not like one of the actual, like, Pokemon YouTube channels where all they do is, like, Wi-Fi battles, and I'm not going to go off on those. I don't have a very high opinion of the Pokemon YouTube channels. Not because of anything they necessarily do wrong. It's just they don't make it as interesting as you'd think. Like, it's cool that you're playing NU, because, you know, NU is an interesting tier. There's not a lot of people who play it, hence never used. But, like, at the end of the day, if you're playing NU over and over and over again, you're just going to see the OUs of NU very frequently. And not just that, you're going to see a lot of the same plays. Like, you'll see it in my videos, too. I'm, like, this is the pot calling the kettle black here. Like, how many times have you seen me just, like, Breloom use Spore, Breloom use Substitute, Breloom wins because it's broken. But it's also the fact that, like, I hate that they always do Wi-Fi battles. Like, why? Oh, again? Oh my god, I'm at the last boss battle. Where am I? Oh, come on. I wonder what happens if time runs out. I'm gonna let time run out. And while time runs out, I will... Is there just something wrong with my version? Like... this makes me sad. But while this is going on in the background, I guess I'll keep talking. Wi-Fi battles just take forever. And that's like with animations turned off. There's also the fact that it's usually always post-commentary. And post-commentary is just not that interesting to me. Oh, sweet. I'm gonna try and... see if I can beat this game. That'd be amazing if I could just beat this game right here. What the heck? Why am I... where am... nah. Oh, I'm not dead yet. But yeah, where is it going? Yeah, post-commentary is just not as interesting to me. Because it feels like... not necessarily a cop-out, but like it just doesn't feel like interesting. Like, you can say this is why I did this play, or, you know, this is what I did here, but like very frequently they'll get it wrong. Like, they'll say this is why they did this play, but then they actually did something else anyways, and like, it's just not as interesting as live play in my opinion. Which is why I always record my stuff live, just because... oh, come on, don't die. I want to see if I can actually beat this. Wow, seeing where these things are landing, the terrain is really weird in this fight. Well, you'd expect that just because... oh, I'm gonna die. Which just sucks. Because I wanted to see if I could win the game. Yep, there we go. Let's see where it takes me. Well, okay. I'm back here again. Let's just keep going then. This is the weirdest playthrough I've ever had. But yeah, that's my little, like, mini rant on Pokemon. It's not like... but it's not like, I mean... I don't necessarily dislike any of these channels, and I actually watch a lot of it anyway. It's, like, great to have going on in the background. But it's just... I don't know. I don't feel they're as good as they could be a lot of the time. I'm actually really sad that my computer pooped out when it did, because I'd actually been playing a bunch of, like, underused tiers, like lower tiers, just because, you know, OU is kind of getting to me. So I've been kind of experimenting around with that, but I lost my team, and that one I don't have committed to memory as well as I did. As well as I do my OU team. I actually do like OU the best, though, generally. Even for all the crap I talk about it, just because it's... how should I put it? Playing UU a lot, it's really weird. Because UU's the same, like, I mean, all tiers the same. Everything has everything has, like, the OU of their specific tier. The Pokemon you see the most frequently. What is it? Mienshao is one of those for underused, as is Darmanitan. As is Victini. There's a bunch of just random, like, Pokemon like that. But, there were a lot of times where, like, I'd run into something I'd straight up never seen before, and I just don't know what it does. And unlike OU, where your Pokemon are, like, if you try and take those Pokemon into OU, like, you're just gonna get straight up gripped. It doesn't even matter. Like, there's been plenty of times in OU where someone brought in something I'd never seen before, and it was just like, well, it's cool, Tyranitar. And then I win anyways. Or Breloom if the speed is low. Or Infernape, ever. Infernape's so OP. I love Infernape. You may have guessed this by now, but with the exception of, like, Scizor, everything on my OU team is just, like, Pokemon I straight up love. Like, I just... both competitively and just in general. I straight up... I've always used Metagross, like... I've used Metagross... oh my goodness. Probably since I've started playing Gen 4. Breloom's the same way. Breloom has been on so many of my teams since I started playing. Infernape... actually, I only started using late in the career, but oh my goodness, did I quickly come to love Infernape. That Pokemon is just ridiculous. I need to stop this, though. I was going to say, same with Tyranitar, same with all the other. Zapdos was actually different, but I'll tell that story later. What was I talking about before? I do this so frequently. I go off on, like, these long tangents, and I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, right, underused. and how like you can't straight up just take NU Pokemon into OU and use them. You can actually do that in Underused, and in fact, on my Underused team, I was using a Tangrowth as sort of a defensive wall / pivot because it has Regenerator. I cannot believe that Pokemon is NU. That Pokemon is so good. It's got, you know, what is it? 100 base special attack, 100... Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. What is it? Like 120 defense, 110 attack. It's just so good. And Regenerator, like, sure, it's got, like, no special defense, but, like, neither does Skarmory, but you can still use it. Granted, its typing is terrible, I will admit that much. Mono Grass typing is pretty bad. There's pretty much never a situation where you want to be Mono Grass. But, I mean, like I was saying, yeah, you can take lower tier stuff in, and it'll work just fine in, like, UU tier. But trying that stuff in OU, you're pretty much gonna get gripped. Anyway, that was actually just another long tangent going off on my channel again. Like I was saying, so I don't want that power. I like this power too much. But yeah, so I want to start doing a lot of Pokemon again. I want to start doing like so I kind of do and I kind of don't. Like, I get a lot of PMs from people asking me to, like, teach them how to build teams or teach them how to do this. But the problem is, like, I'm not actually that good at building teams. You'd think I am, because I have, like, a really OU team and it works really well. But, honestly, I tend to just sort of, like, throw Pokemon on a team. Like, I think to myself, like, here's what I want to do. Like, I'm going to use this as my lead, and then I'm going to use this as my special attacker, and then I'm going to use this, and then, oh, these Pokemon share a common weakness, so I need a flying type. So, I pick out a flying type that I really like. Like, that, like, I don't put a tremendous amount of thought into my teams, and then I just sort of start using them, and if it doesn't work, I just kind of change little things from there. Which, honestly, I don't feel is necessarily that bad of a way to build a team, but it's hard to sort of, like, it's hard to properly explain that, like, how I'm doing that to people. Like, I can't just say, like, oh, Starmie wasn't working for me, so I switched to Zapdos. Like, how am I going to properly explain that? Like, someone can ask me, well, why'd you switch to Zapdos? I don't know, I just like Zapdos. What's going on? Oh, right, the cannon. Oh man, if you've ever played Smash Bros. Brawl, which statistically speaking you have, this is the cannon that's in the back of Battleship Halberd, the level. You can actually destroy that cannon, but it takes a lot of time and it's not really worth it. Oh, don't grab me, bro. But yeah, like, I'd like... Sort of like the way that Azanai is, like, he attempts to further teach Yu-Gi-Oh! Even though his understanding of some rules can be suspect every now and then. He does try really hard. In the same way he does that, I'd love to, like, really help people sort of learn to play Pokemon, because if I can convince you guys to play Gen 4 with me, like, that'd be awesome, because no one plays Gen 4 anymore, but Gen 4's the best. Team Preview sucks, by the way. Like, oh, that's another really long tangent I'm gonna have to go off on one day. I get really immersed in Pokemon, like, you don't even know. I have one friend who, like, I'd start talking to him at, like, 9 p.m., and we'd talk until, like, 5 a.m. 5 a.m. my time. He actually lives on the East Coast. Just about Pokemon. We'd, like, just sort of build mock teams, and just sort of... I'd usually playtest them eventually, just kind of go off every now and then. I just really, really, really like Pokemon. I think competitive Pokemon is one of the, like, greatest things out there, no matter how terrible Permanent Rain makes it. So, I mean, if I could spread the love of Pokemon, I would. And I'd like to get Azanize into it too, honestly, just to have someone to play with, or to play test with, or at least so when I'm playing over at his house, I don't have to explain every single move. But there's a lot to learn, like, even if you ignore just the competitive, like, the stuff that only competitive players really worry about, like EV training, IV training, which, admittedly, when you're on not an emulator, a simulator, you don't have to worry about, but, like, just, like, memorizing all the moves, typing effectiveness, like, there's still people who, like, they play extremely frequently, and, like, they don't know what attacks are super effective against Cradily, because of that weird grass rock typing. Hint, fighting, very effective. Same at Bug. Ice also. But, like, there's people who, like, were into competitive battling on Smash boards before I got into it. Like, they were already there on the Pokemon forums before I was there. And they're still there to this day, and honestly, they still know less about Pokemon than I do. Or they understand less, I should say. They know it, they just can't seem to, like, put it into practice. Because it's hard. It really is. Pokemon is a very difficult game to learn. There's so much, like, so many stats to memorize, speed tiers, abilities, attacks. Just, there's so much to it. Man, that was a really long tangent. And I haven't been talking about Kirby at all. I've just sort of been going through. I haven't been reading any of this, because honestly it's on the screen. If you want to read it, you can read it. I have been still showing off, like, all the secrets, though. Oh, these elevators will go down if you leave your partner down there, which is kind of annoying. Because the partner can teleport to you, so, like, I don't really feel like it's necessary. Although, I guess if the partner goes up without you, then it's necessary. But yeah, like, that's my long Pokemon rant. Oh yeah, there's a... Speaking of secrets... Oh, is this an auto-scrolling level? It is! I never even noticed. Whee! Just a little secret exit. I think my girlfriend is IMing me. I can see it flashing over on my computer, but... Okay, I guess you want to be chilly. No. Actually, you're gonna be Plasma. Oh, no. Come back down. Okay. Yes, I'm also going to be Plasma. But yeah, like, Pokemon is a very difficult thing to learn. And it's one of the things, like, it's one of the only things that I will honestly say I feel like I'm actually, how should I put it? Like, I surprised myself with how quickly I picked it up. Because I remember originally reading about Pokemon, and I'm like, what are all of these things they're talking about? And there's, like, so much to learn. I'm like, this is way too hard. I'm like, I'm never going to bother. But then one day, but I was still interested in it. So I'm like, well, whatever, I'll just start doing it. And literally, I just started playing. Like, the second I started to try and understand... Stop attacking Heavy Lobster, you can't hurt it. Oh, you're going to die. Like, the second I started playing, like, sort of everything made sense. I wasn't necessarily good at it, but good at it right away. I was okay. Like, I had a pretty terrible team because I had, like, a central... I wanted to make, like, a Sun team just because I love Typhlosion. Typhlosion's my favorite Pokemon. And I just wanted to make Choice Specs Eruption Under the Sun a thing that happened, and it did a couple times, and I actually 2-hit KO'd a Blissey once. That was awesome. But, like, I also 2-hit KO'd a Gyarados. That was also awesome. Especially defensive Gyarados. But, like, yeah, like, I never really... Pokemon was just something I picked up really easily, and even though I did that, like, I know I should be, like, I should try to be more modest, to be like, no, it's not anything that special. Like, I kind of feel like it is, because Pokemon honestly is a hard thing to pick up, and I feel like if you're not good at Pokemon, like, it's not necessarily, like, something to feel bad about, just because it can be really, really hard to get good at Pokemon, and it can be really, really hard to learn about Pokemon. Like, it's not something everyone's gonna get. It's like math in that way. Like, there's a lot of people who are just bad at math. It's not something they can wrap their head around. You can be really good at math. I was okay at math. Like, I got to calculus a little bit earlier than some of my peers, but then there was also, like, when I was a senior, I remember there was, like, sophomores taking calculus, so it's like, it's not like I felt like I was that great at that. I mean, I got math, but they really got math. But in the same way, I had friends who, like, they never even made it into Algebra 2 and stuff like that, and it's not something like, I'm like, oh, you're stupid. It's just math is hard. It's not something you can necessarily always get. There's some people who just, like, they can't think mathematically. In the same way, like, there's a lot of things to remember in Pokemon, just like there's a lot of things to remember in math. There's a lot of ridiculous concepts to remember in Pokemon like there are in math. Like honestly, who uses Chain Chomp? But, like, in the back of your mind, you gotta think, Chain Chomp was a set. Like, what happens if that thing actually comes out? I actually lost to a Chain Chomp one time. This is in Gen 5, too. Someone used a Chain Chomp on me, and I was not expecting it. He had just used Earthquake, or no, not even Earthquake, it was like Stone Edge or something. And I didn't see an item, and I'm like, oh, it must be choiced, and it must be stuck on Stone Edge. So I'm like, oh, go into Breloom. And then, bam, Draco Meteor, I'm dead. Like, what is this? Who actually does that? But yeah, like, there's a lot of, like, just things you have to remember when you're playing Pokemon, and it can be taxing. Like, even I don't remember everything, and I'm someone who, like, when I get bored, I go to Smogon, and I just, like, read every set. Like, even NU Pokemon, like, I know what NU Pokemon will do. I know what, like, the Smogon sets for OU, NU, UU, RU, I know all of their sets. I know what their typings are, I know what their, like, better stats are. There's a couple I forget. I mean, not a couple, I mean, there's more than a couple, but... man, this episode's really dragging on. I might have to cut it in a second, because I'm almost at a half hour on this one video. I think I'll actually just get to this next secret room real quick, and then I'll cut it there. And then I'll keep talking about Pokemon in the next one. Yeah, there's a little secret, not secret, I mean, obviously you can see it right here, but you have to have some specific powers to actually get in there. But yeah. I'm gonna chill right here for a second. Oh no, those are my hidden tomatoes! You idiot, you hid those? They look delicious. But yeah, I'm going to stop it right here, and I will see you guys in the next one, where I will continue to rant about Pokemon. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Pink Reaper, signing out.